Yo, what's going on my fellow Avengers Squad members? Lejeune here, now back with another video. Now as you guys see, today's video will be reviewing the beta that was last week for the PS4 users. Now I'll be going over the things that I enjoyed and the things that will need improvement for this game to be a more better experience for people when the beta comes out next week or the week after that, and probably when the full game releases as well. But before we get into the video, if you guys go to enjoy it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you can never miss a video in my streams, and most importantly, hit that like button. Now without further ado, let's get into my review. Now I have to say, the first thing we're going to be talking about first is the things that I enjoyed while playing this beta. Now for the first thing that I enjoyed that I really feel like they executed on is when you're playing with friends. Now this whole time throughout the beta when it was live, I played with nothing but subscribers and YouTubers and all, and I have to say every time I was playing with, I really did enjoy my experience, especially playing with people, especially if everybody's mic'd up and you're just talking in the chat, going through strategies and everything. I really feel like they executed on that one, and it's really fun to really play with friends. Now I have to say, with playing solo, it's pretty alright. It's not bad, but it's more, you get more of a feel and more of a good experience playing with friends, and I feel like they really executed with that. Now for the next thing we're going to be talking about is the gameplay with the characters. Now as you guys know, in this beta we was able to play as Hulk, Captain Marvel, Black Widow, and Iron Man, and especially played as Thor and Captain America as well, but that was only for A-Day. But I have to say, Miss Marvel and Black Widow really took me by surprise, because when I first played Miss Marvel, I've always had this feeling like how she's going to catch up with the Avengers, especially with with the things that they can do. And I have to say, I was surprised when I first played as her in the Finding Olympia mission, where you play as Hulk and Miss Marvel. I have to say, I was really surprised, to be honest. And I really feel like they really executed on her combat, and I really like that, and how they just mixture in moves that some of the Avengers use, but she also uses it as her own style with it. She put her own flair into it, so that's pretty cool. And the thing for Black Widow, I have to say, Black Widow is really fun. I have to say it. With her combos, the way you can use a grappling hook, the combos you can execute with her are just crazy, especially if there's an enemy with a lot of health, and you can really just stack them in the air multiple times. You can do combos, stack them in the air and everything, and I have to say, I really enjoyed that. And the same can be said for Iron Man. Even though I didn't play as him that much in the beta online, I have to say he is pretty fun. He does a lot of damage as well, so he is not to be slept on. Now you guys know, I am a Hulk main. You know how I feel about Hulk. He is fun. He does a lot of damage. Well, probably when you're seeing this, I probably got that build video out where I hit 32,000. I really hit that hard in that video. So if you guys want to check that out, you can check that out. But I have to say, Thor and Captain America, as the little we got to play as them, it was really dope, especially Captain America and Thor. I really cannot wait to see how they are in the full game when it fully comes out, and I feel like they're going to really be played a lot. So I feel like their combat was really dope, and the short time we got to play as them, I really enjoyed it. So they really executed on that one. Now we have another thing we're going to be talking about is that the fact that it is a challenge going against bigger enemies like Dreadbots and Adaptoids. Now we know that we're going to get these robots and some human enemies in this game, but I have to say, I put this on everything. These Dreadbots and Adaptoids are so hard to fight, and I like that, because if you go on normal, they are even still hard to even go against, because they do so much damage. And they just soak up a lot of damage to it, which I like, because it makes things not easy for people. It makes it at least a challenge for you, and I like that. And another thing, since we're talking about them, I like the different enemy types you explore when you're playing the game. Now I've experienced this when I'm playing like on harder difficulties or playing on normal difficulty. Even when I was still maxed out, when I played even to the last day of the beta, I was still discovering Adaptoids and Dreadbots, and even some lesser known enemies as well. So it was pretty dope. Now I have to say, the different enemy types that I was able to remember and spot there was like a fire and ice and telekinesis Adaptoid. Now I have to say, the ice Adaptoid is a problem. Like he's a force to be reckoned with. As soon as he freezes you, bro, he will execute you in a minute. He will not waste time. He will wait till you're frozen and just go fully in on you, and that is really dope. I like that because, you know, some enemies, when they do like a real big hit on you or have you on the status effect, they probably won't even hit you. They'll just probably like leave it alone or go attack another enemy. But this Adaptoids, they don't play no games. I have to tell you, they really don't. They will execute you in a heartbeat. They will show no mercy. So I like that. And they also had the Ice Sentinel as well. And I feel like when it comes to ice, they are really, really OP, since they get you in that status effect where you cannot move for a certain amount of time. You have to break out of it. So I really feel like those are really dope. I like that type of stuff. And the Dreadbots with shields, they are really challenging as well, especially when the Dreadbots do their that one powerful attack that is like a huge cone area that's around you. So I feel like they are really strong as well. They are not to be slept on, because they can literally one-shot you when you're on the hardest difficulty or closest to the hardest difficulty. So they are not to be played with, and I like the fact that it's a challenge. Now for the next thing we're going to get on to is the progression. Now the progression in this game rewards you for, you know, grinding your loot and everything. Now, as you know, I grinded Hulk out, you know, perfectly. I got the build that I want for him on the beta. I spent so many hours just grinding for Hulk, you know, especially for his gear, to get the things that I feel like will fit my playstyle and will, you know, that, you know, fits me in general. And the fact that I got it on the beta, what I want for Hulk, and the fact that I'm hitting this hard and, you know, the progression is meaning something, I like that. Because some games where you're progressing, you feel like you not have even gotten stronger and you don't see the progression. But when you're grinding your loot and the things that you want in this game for Marvel's Avengers, when you go into missions and, you know, you execute with it, you feel that progression, that you're actually progressing throughout the game and everything, and you do more damage and everything, and it fits, you know, you get different playstyles and everything. So I'm glad that you could get that sense of progression when you're playing the game. Now it may be different for everyone, you know, this is how I feel about it, because I put so much time into trying to get the perfect build for Hulk. And the fact that I have it and I'm liking my, you know, what I'm seeing with my results from grinding and progression, I like that. So, and another thing we're going to be talking about is the fact that they added secret missions in the game. Now, you know, everyone knows now, since, you know, it's been out since like the second day of the beta, about the secret mission, the Snowy Tundra. And that thing is really, really good to really farm gear. It's a really beautiful area, and it's probably one of the hugest war zones that I was able to play on. There's so much loot chests around, so much side activities for you to do to get gear and everything, and especially when you get to the vault, you're going to get more gear as well. So it's pretty cool. I like the fact that they added that in there, which is pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to have more in there, because they did say they had 20 missions. And with the Snowy Tundra, I think that was 16. So I'm pretty sure, hopefully there are more secret missions in this, and that just really boosts my excitement for when the final product comes out. Since, you know, since we discovered a secret mission in a war zone that was that we get, you know, a resource to go to the vault on a Snowy Tundra, just imagine when the game fully comes out, what other secret missions are we going to be able to access when the game fully comes out? And I cannot wait to see how they're going to do this, especially when it comes to secret missions and all. So I'm pretty glad that they really did all this. You know, that is everything I enjoyed in the beta. Now we're going to get on to the parts that I think that needs improvement for the final product, and probably when the next betas come out for next week, and the open beta as well. So we're going to get into that, and yeah, let's get into it. Now for this part of the video, we're going to talk about things that needs to be improved when it comes to the beta for Marvel's Avengers, so people can get a piece of the full experience of the game when it fully comes out. Now the first thing we're going to be talking about is the frame rate issues that happen in the game. Now everyone knows that been playing this beta, you know, you experience the frame rate issues when there's a lot of things going on at once. Now this can be a real problem when it comes to the full game. Now I know this can easily be fixed, but I feel like the way how bad it was in the beta when it comes to when you're fighting a lot of enemies. For example, I think it was in Stark Realities when you're at the last boss with the arc reactor. It gets bad, bro. Especially when it's a lot of enemies in the, when it gets to the hallways as well. It gets bad, especially on the Hulk mission as well. When you got to defeat those 3 terminals, so you can access the elevator. It's bad, bro. It gets real hectic, and you know, of course, it's a problem, but it can easily get fixed. But that's just one of the problems that I've seen in the beta. Now for the next thing we're going to talk about is the motion blur. Now the motion blur in this, I don't know why it's in the game, but the motion blur is real. It's real. It kind of decreases the experience when it comes to the game, because the motion blur, sometimes it works for some games, sometimes it doesn't. And I feel like for this game, it doesn't work because it makes it look blurry a little bit when it comes to it. Now I wish there was an option that where you could turn it off so people get don't have to have motion blur on, but I feel like motion blur really decreases the experience when it comes to gameplay, having things blurred out. So I feel like that is a thing that they should have an option in, so we could take that off. That's another thing that I feel like they need to improve on when it comes to the beta. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is the damage numbers not always showing up. Now, you may have experienced this, you may have been peeping this out when you're doing combos, or you're just doing your special moves. Sometimes you don't see the numbers that actually hit when you're doing the moves. Now for Hulk, I experienced this a lot, and I will be making a video about a Hulk in this beta as well, like doing a deep review for him and things that they need to improve on him. But I experienced this mainly with Hulk when it comes to his abilities. When I'm doing his heavy combos, when I'm doing his light combos, some other moves as well. Sometimes I see the damage numbers when I'm doing these effects and he's doing the moves, and sometimes I don't. It's really weird on how that works, because it's still some timing, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure if that was it's intended or that's a bug that's in the game for the beta, but I feel like that should not happen, because people want to see how hard they can hit. Well, some people do, some people don't, but I feel I'm one of the people that like to see how hard I hit, so it can mean that I'm really going somewhere with my progression when it comes to the game. So that's another thing that I really feel like was hard hitting for me, to be honest, because I couldn't really see my numbers consistently, and instead of saying it sometimes. So that was another thing that really affected it. Now the next things are like some minor bugs, to be honest with you, that I experienced with playing this game, is with especially with the matchmaking and joining people. It was a problem for some people that couldn't really join on friends. I experienced this as well when I was playing the beta, playing with subscribers and with fellow YouTubers and friends. I experienced that, we were having matchmaking problems. They had people joining on me without even having an invite. It was real bad. I think they will improve on it when the next beta come out next week. But I feel like that's another thing that needs to be fixed really quickly, because some of that can really alter some people's judgment, with the matchmaking and all that. So I feel like that needs to be that can easily be fixed. And another thing, we got some people spawning out of the map. We have enemies that are defeated already, but they don't despawn basically. So they just basically stay in the mission area just with full health. You can do full damage to them and everything, but they just don't die. So that was another thing. And what the thing is with casting abilities, I experienced this with Hulk as well. When you cast some abilities and some of the enemies are already down, say like you're doing a takedown or a special move. For example, I did like a takedown for Black Widow, and the enemy is already defeated, and he's like defeated already, and he's like disappeared, but my character was still doing a takedown. So that's another thing that I spotted while playing it, and that's pretty much it. As there's some other bugs that are in the game that were in that beta that I was not able to experience for myself. But I have to say, if I was going to give it a overall score of the beta on how I felt about it, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It was really solid. I really enjoyed myself, and I cannot wait to see how the final product does come out. Now, it would have been a higher, probably like a 9, but with the bugs and how frequently that it was happening, I feel like that really hindered my experience. So hopefully for the next beta, the things could be solved and fixed and everything, so people can get the full experience of the piece of the game. So that's my experience, and that's my review of the beta. I enjoyed myself fully. I cannot wait for this game to come out. Now I can't really say that of course it's not perfect, everything's not perfect, but I cannot wait I still can't wait to see how the final product comes out, and I cannot wait to cover more on Marvel's Avengers. Now, before we end this video off, we're gonna hit it my outro. So let's get it. Now, that's the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as I enjoyed making it. That is basically my first review when it comes to a beta. So hopefully you guys came out with some good thoughts about it. You know, let me know how I did. You know, it's my first time doing a review. But before we end off today's video, if you guys are not, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you can never miss a video in my streams, and most importantly, hit that like button. Now, if you guys did not know, I do have a Discord. It's called Avengers Squad. We cover everything dealing with Marvel's Avengers. So if you guys want to join, want to know how to join, all you gotta do is click the link below. Then you're in. That's legit all you have to do. Now, I do have memberships on my channel, so if you guys want to know more information about that, the link is below. But I have to give a quick shout out to my members. We have Francisco Lara, the Drifting Crusader, Ryan Black, Hezzy, Trey Bryant, H Streets, and King Triton. Shout out to y'all for being members on the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Now, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's Lejeune here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day. Peace.